Hey everybody, welcome to my first live stream on the channel. Hopefully I won't have too many flubs on here while I try to figure out how to do this thing here. I want to bring in my man Curtis. I see real. Let's see if we can do that. If not, we gonna X out of here and then just go live another way.
All right, cool. Oh, you did it.
There we go. I'm fancy, huh?
Yep.
Hey Curtis, how are
How you doing? I'm pretty good. How about you?
I am well. Now we getting it together. Oh my gosh, this is my first live. I am nervous. I'm used to being on other people's. So, be patient with me
Oh, I got
as we do this thing. So, you and I were talking, and you brought up a good topic that I thought would be good for us to talk about tonight. And that is self-love. And the way that you present things, like you always do, like when I think of self-love, I really just think of care myself, like pampering myself, getting a pedicure, manicure, making sure that I feel good. But of course, talking to you, it made me look at it from a different perspective. And a perspective that you came from is it being a selfish thing. And is self-love really about caring for ourselves only and not caring about our neighbor, our brother, our sister, or whatever? And I thought that would be an interesting topic for us to talk about.
Okay. Yep.
Now, what made you even come up with that? Like, what made you from that angle?
I guess just the way my mind wired. You look around the world and we see how things done change. Like how I pay attention to how things used to be and how they are now. Back like 20 years ago, it just was more it was more love here for people. People cared more about how they treated people. They cared more about how they looked to people. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Interruption. But yeah, like I was saying, like, back then, like, people cared for people more. It had a time where families stayed together more. It had a time where if you see somebody hurting or see somebody down, you didn't laugh at that person. You didn't, make that person feel shame. It was like you felt something too, like that could have been me. That might have been me. And you did something about it, but the message of self-love,
So what is that message that you think is being put out there? Like, I mean, like I said, when I think about it at the lowest level, right? It's just myself taking care of myself. About anybody else when I'm thinking self-love. If you could just explain that to me a little.
All right. Well, the message part is it's a subtle message. It's like love yourself. That's what they tell you. In all actuality, we don't know how to love just on our own. We don't know how to love each other right. So loving ourselves, we think we know what that means. And the message that's being put out is love yourself and forget everybody else. The message is everything is about you. Everything is about how you look. It's about how you feel. It's about what you got going on. And with that message, in my opinion, it have turned people selfish. They only see themselves now. It's only about them. They have mirrors in front of their face all the time where it's just them. They really ain't trying to see nobody else. They can go out, it's still about them. We could be around millions of people. it's all about us. We ain't think about nobody else. Just from the first steps of self-love, because I don't know, it's stuff weird. It get
So
deep.
do you think that the living my best life is contributing to that? Because that is one of the sayings that I hate the most. I hate when people say I'm living my best life because I don't even know what that means, but it just so much.
Mm-hmm.
But just like sayings and things like that is what selfish, self love thing.
Yeah, basically all of it. The whole thing go like that. Like from that song, "Living My Best Life," and then at the time it came out, nobody was living their best life. And what they did, they started singing "Living Their Best Life," and a lot of people's life cut off right there because they spoke that lit phrase and spoke that spell over their life. Because
Yep.
ain't none of us living our best life. I just want to put that out there. But yeah, it's that stuff. Phrases like that, phrases like "it's your thing, do what you want to do." It's all these different phrases that have effects on this loving yourself. And it's not wrong to love yourself, but it seems like people are in love with themselves. They don't
Is
love
that a
themselves
bad
no
thing,
more.
though?
To be in love with yourself,
Yeah, is that a bad thing?
it could be a bad thing, and in the world it seems like it's a bad thing right now because we have, like, well, at least in our communities, we don't have families that stand together anymore. Murder amongst us is like it don't affect us no more. It happens, and we talk about it like it's something normal. All that, just how we treat each other, have something to do with being in love with ourselves. Because you so much in love with yourself, you're not thinking about the pain you finna cause somebody else. All you worrying about is your feelings. You see what I'm saying? It's just an opinion.
But
That's
you
how
know
I
what?
see it.
You know what? If we want to, we always have to touch on scripture, right? Because that's what we do. And I think that it was in Second Timothy is when I think that's what it said. I don't want to misquote it, so let me look. But I believe it's in Second Timothy where it says that Second Timothy 3. It says that men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. They will be traitors, high minded, heedy, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. So I think that that's what you're seeing right now.
Yep. And all that sound like selfish people. All
But
that you just said.
But do you think so? How do you think? Because we know that everything that's in scripture is really, it's the truth and it's going to come about because this is prophecy. But what do you think is being put in place for these prophecies to actually unfold and come through? Now, for me, because you had me thinking about it, I didn't even think about it that way till you brought it up. And as I look at this whole selfish self-love thing, it's for me, it's when I see people, when I listen to songs, let's start there. And I'm listening to back in the days, ain't nothing going on but the rent. Right. So if you want to be with me, you need a job. So now it's like this fair exchange thing. So I no longer just want to be with you because I love you or I like you or, you tickle my fancy. It got to be a fair exchange. What have you done for me lately? So in the 80s, it started, really evolving into now when you got Cardi talking about WAP. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring. Or they don't want no F boys. And you know what I mean? So what do you think is put in place to help contribute to that?
Any all forms of entertainment, from movies to music to even the news. they all contribute to phrases and thoughts going into our mind. You know, like you said, back in the 80s, those different types of songs. And then, I mean, it did, I think it did start there, thinking about it. Then you get to the 90s. I don't know when Beyonce, when
No,
they,
we started with In Vogue,
yeah,
remember?
I forgot about In Vogue.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that. Man, oh
Never
yeah, they
gonna
been
give
working
them
on us
what we
then.
did, remember?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
It started
man.
with them.
So I was thinking about that song. What is Scrubs or something? I don't want no scrubs
Oh,
or
I
something
want no
like that.
scrubs. TLC.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Songs like that. It fuels a selfish mindset. And
Mm-hmm.
like I I I almost am 100% sure that these artists know what they doing, because they children, their kids don't be involved with everything else we got going out in the street. So the stuff that
Mm-hmm.
they parents saying, they gotta know. Them artists gotta know what they doing. But
Yeah.
when you say something like, "I don't want no scrubs," or you say something, this type of man is a bum. This is this, and you say those phrases out there. Those
Mm-hmm.
girls and a lot of weak women, they hear that, and they develop a mindset. And all that stuff is just to make it about them, and it builds their feelings, but it's not really their feelings. It's some phrases that been put in their head that they living by. And when you couple that with the message of, hey, you gotta love yourself, because everybody gonna go through some type of hurt. So when you
Mm-hmm.
get hurt, that's when that message really, come to you. You need to love yourself. Forget all this stuff that these people got going on. It don't matter. They are, man, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but it's that music, the movies, um, people in our families, all this stuff contribute to just this selfishness that we living by every day.
So let me ask you this. How does a person balance that though? Like how am I able to love myself but not be selfish? Like what are we doing different now? Because I'm quite sure back in the days, like when you talked about we loved each other. We looked at each other as brothers and sisters or whatever, whether we knew each other or not. So what are we missing in order for us to be back in that space of where we were before, I guess is what I'm saying.
Well, we really lost love, and we lost empathy for people. We don't have that that thing in us anymore, that care for people. You understand what I'm saying? You can love yourself, like you have to somewhat love yourself in order to love somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
It just worked like that. And like I have children. In order for me to really show my children any type of love, I have to
Mm-hmm.
take care of myself first. I have to make sure I'm straight.
That's right.
um it could get to a point though where I want to be so straight, I don't deal with them kids no more. I don't them kids stopping my happiness, because I gotta stop doing
Mm-hmm.
what makes me happy to help them. That selfishness.
Mm-hmm.
That's when that self-love stuff start changing into something else. And if you
Mm-hmm.
look around, there's many people that have taken that route, that it's all about me. I'm not thinking about what you got going on. You know, all
Do
we
you
need is empathy. Is just some type of love for each other, in my
do
opinion.
you think all right, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Men and women in relationships, because when you brought this up to me yesterday, you said like how the selfishness affects marriages, family dynamics, those sorts of things. In a relationship, in a marriage, who do you think out of men and women in a marriage, when we're talking about selfishness, who do you think has a tendency to be more selfish? Or is it 50-50? Are men more selfish and self-thinking than women, or are women more selfish and self men, you think?
Trying to get me in trouble. Um, honestly, in my opinion, I'm gonna say women are more selfish. I just feel like that. I've seen it too much. Cause if we talk about marriages and stuff, men ain't really out here breaking up their families like that. Even if a man is selfish enough to um cheat or deceive this woman he told that he was gonna be faithful to, even if he do that, say he get caught, that man is not trying to break up his family. That man don't do that. The woman
So
always go ahead.
wait, so you saying that even if a man cheats and steps out, right, even though he's cheating and breaking his vows that he made to God, right, that what you're saying though is he will still stay in that family structure though, his main family. Like even though he's stepping out and getting something extra, he doesn't want to leave his wife, he doesn't want to leave his children, he wants to stay there. Whereas, are you saying that when women step out, they'll break up the marriage and want to leave?
Yeah, they step out. When they step out, they out. Like the kids got to go over here. The dad over here is no. They don't keep it together. A man would keep it together way more than a female to keep it together.
Wow. Huh. I'm trying to think if I somewhat agree with that, because when you look at the statistics, it's women who do file for divorce more than men. Like men will be miserable in the marriage, and like you said, he'll go out and cheat, but he'll still come home every day. Women, we tend to need to be happy. We need to feel a certain kind of way in order for us to be happy. And if we're not feeling that, we do not want to be in that situation at all whatsoever. So I'm gonna agree with you on that one. So now let me ask you this. How will we teach, what are we teaching our kids about self-love though, and how to love each other and being selfless and this empathy thing? Like what are, outside of the music and movies, what do you think we're teaching our kids as parents and the new grown folk, the new aunties and uncles out here?
My opinion, we teaching them how to be vain and selfish people. That's what I believe. The majority of our children, all they are being taught is buying stuff,
Mm-hmm.
looking like something, acting like you I guess have money or something. I don't know what it is, this look that everybody trying to, what they trying to do. But the adults here are actually shaping and training the children up in a way of selfishness, in a way of destruction, really, because it's still separating all of us, because all of us are thinking about just me, and nobody in this world, no child, and every child, if they stay here long enough, they become an adult. So nobody come here for themselves. Nobody is born here for them. Everybody that come here is for somebody else. It's somebody else in this life that you supposed to help. It's somebody in this life that something's supposed to from your life touch their life, and it touched this other person's life, and it changes something. But when everybody decides that it's all about them, people hurt them, they not doing nothing for this person, for nobody else no more, because this person that hurt them. When all this stuff happened and everybody just decide it's all about me, well then them children, as they coming up, any hope for empathy, love, or anything, it's dying out, because the parents ain't teaching them nothing. A lot of parents don't even know how to teach children morals.
And
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what I'm wondering. Like, what are we missing from the big mamas of our generation when we were growing up to us, right? Like, what is it? Is it that we just want to stay, we're forever young? We have this Peter Pan syndrome. Because I see on social media, I see a lot of adults competing with younger kids, right? And where it's like the older women are competing with the young girls by saying, I'm still sexy and I still look good and you don't look better than me. And then you got the men that are talking about, well, 70s babies can beat up 90s babies. I'm like, yeah, because they our kids, so I would think so. So do you think that we got indoctrinated into that in like the Generation X generation? Or are we looking at these kids now feeling like, oh my God, we getting old, and now something in us is just kicking in, like, I don't want to get old, so I want to compete, and everything is about me because I feel I got more years ahead of me than I do behind me. So I'm just trying to go full steam ahead, do what I want, live how I want, if I'm making sense.
Oh yeah, no, I get you. I get it. I do believe that we have been indoctrinated with that. And again, I'm gonna say it's a selfish thing because the adults that are acting like that, they do not want to let the younger generation become who they supposed to become because they still want to shine. You know, I'm still here. I want the attention. I want the like, stuff like that. But at the same time, I ain't gonna say that. At the same time,
come on with it. Love it.
in my opinion, I ain't want to talk too personal about stuff. If it come out, it come out. But so wait, say that again. You said, what was your question? Do I think we've been indoctrinated by that?
Yeah, do you think we were indoctrinated with all of that? Like we were talking about the songs that they had back in the 80s,
yes.
Or do you think it's more that we're looking at these kids and they have access to things that we never had access to, right? So, and we come from a generation of just straight up stunners and flexes. We always wanted to look good and all of this stuff. Now we got the internet and we're looking at these kids and they're our kids, but do you think it's more of a competition that with these kids and not wanting to grow old, or that our generation, is doing it, is acting selfish? Is it because, okay, I'm 50, so I know I ain't got another 50 years ahead of me. I may have a good 32, so let me just go ahead and do me and live. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
And so I got it. There's like it seemed like we don't have a image. They didn't teach us and show us that is beautiful getting old. Like right now, if you look on TV, well, not getting old, getting wiser or whatever. When you look on TV right now, a big mama is not praised. A grandmother that's actively in their grandchildren's lives and teaching them something, some kind of morals and guidance and values, that's not shown on TV as something good. That's not nothing nobody praising. So in people's mind, it's like it's nothing to go for. They only seem like we only go for what we see and what we are taught to have. So if they show young girls doing whatever they doing, they show the young men doing whatever they doing, and they keeping all the older people out of it, keeping them out of it. It's like it kind of they develop something like a jealousy, like I still matter too, and so it start getting a little selfish. You start hating on the younger generation a little bit. So maybe some of these people ain't teaching the younger generation on purpose. I don't know.
Because, and I think they're teaching. We're teaching them the wrong thing. Actually, I think that I see a lot of, based off of social media, right? I see a lot of women teaching younger women, not to worry about a man. Have
Yeah.
your own stuff. Don't depend on him. Um, make sure that you got a table and your table is set and full so you don't need nothing from him. And so I think we are teaching them wrong in honesty because we're in competition. So we're not teaching these young girls how to do the right thing because we want to be in competition for these younger men. We don't want these old men. Nobody want nothing old, right?
Yep. Yep.
So you have these old 304s out here competing, not teaching their daughters how to be wives and mothers and givers and taken care of. They want to take their young men and then they provide all of these things that they didn't teach their daughters. So there is a competition in it. But do you see this in other communities too? Like when you look, do you see any of that in like the white community, the Asian community, Hispanic, or do you really think it's just us that have this problem?
Honestly, I have looked, and I mean, every community have these type of issues, but for the most part, the majority of every other ethnicity here, um, they don't deal with what we dealing with that. They I guess they know how to balance loving theyself and they also love their family. Like I know too many other ethnicities that um actually think about their family, actually think about what they doing. How is it gonna affect their family? Is it gonna take them this way or that way? And
Mhm.
all that have something to do with being what is called selflessness. How do you say it? Selfless. I think it's
Selflessness.
selfless. Yeah,
Well, they have selflessness, and you are being selfless when you do a selfless act. I.
yeah.
But this is the thing, though. So what makes you, why do you think that they are that way? Is it because they're not being targeted? Because they listen to the same music we listen to, right? They watch the same things that we watch.
Mhm.
They go to the same schools that we go to. So why do you think we're the ones that are picking this behavior up and running with it?
Because in my opinion, we are seeing us doing it. The other any other race of people, they watching us doing it. So they know that's not for me. That's not for me to do. They like it. It sounds good. It looks good, but they know that's them. And so when we see us doing it, we think we supposed to do it. And really we think that because of the glitz and glamour of everything. Because if
Mm-hmm.
people talk like that, if a Cardi B, what's her name, Glorilla, I think,
Gorilla. Mm-hmm.
yeah, if she talk like that and she say the stuff that she say and all of them say the stuff like that with no money, with no camera, glitz and glamour behind them, ain't nobody finna do what they say. Ain't nobody finna follow that. But
Yeah.
we see them saying this here and it looks like they got something, so we follow that.
Did you see? I don't know what it was. I just briefly saw it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but it was Mary J. Blige. Um, what is it? Cookie Lion, Taraji P Henson, and I don't know what show they were on, but they were on this show, and then they both were sitting there talking about now I need a man. Like now they've accomplished everything that they needed to. Like they done whored out, done got drunk, did coke, did all these things, right? And
Mm-hmm.
now that you are in your 50s, when the best of your years are behind you, it's like, I want a man now. What do you think about that? Like, because that's part, I see that as part of being the selfish thing that you're talking about, is where you give your best years to run in the streets and the baby making age, you want to just do what you want to. And now that you old and tired, now you want to be with somebody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
I think, of course, that is that self-love stuff that they all these years it was just about me, and then when the self-love run out, when you don't have no more love for yourself that you can pamper yourself with, now you want to open yourself up to other people. And this the messed up part, because I feel like honestly, um after they get like that, no man should deal with them. I don't think no man should deal with them. Like you didn't want us when you was youthful and when you can help us
Mm.
get and build something. Now you want to sit back or whatever you want to do. Nah, it's messed up because it seems like men should be selfish to women like that. Like, no, you're not qualified for no man now. You
Yeah.
didn't want us, you know? I don't know. That's weird. I
Because
don't
I think that that's very selfish. It's like you want to hit all of your goals and all of your targets, right? You don't want the restraints of a commitment because you want to be out here ripping and running, sleeping with whoever you want to sleep with, and now you want to get with a man who don't have any children, right?
mm-hmm.
You may have one from a previous relationship. Your child is grown now, so now you get with a man that even though he's 50, he can still have kids and he
Yep.
wants kids, right? But because you're 50, you don't want to do that. You don't raise your kids. So you're willing to put a man in a space and deny him, something, a legacy of his own, because you really wanted to whore around really and live your best life when you were young.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that women are selfish in that aspect. But I do think that there are some men who are selfish with commitment, and now,
Definitely.
I love my brothers. That's what I'm all about, right? I'm all about
Mm-hmm.
taking up for them, and I never really, talk bad about y'all. But since we having this conversation, I think that women may be selfish in the aspect of, like you said earlier, leaving a relationship and a man will stay. But it's so hard to get that man to stay for a lot of women, like to
Yeah.
make that commitment. I've seen people in relationships for 15, 16 years and ain't getting married. And then when they finally do get married, they have a big old wedding, and we all supposed to be going like, "Oh no, y'all been together 30 years, don't nobody care."
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? Like, y'all done had about 10 kids, y'all live together, y'all don't need no blenders, y'all got everything. So let me ask you that, because I think that that's kind of selfish on a man's part, and you being a man, like, help me understand that. Like, what is the big deal for a man to commit, even though he's been with a woman, like I said, for 10, 12, 15 years, instead of making her an honest woman?
I mean, this my opinion. I can't speak for all men, but I understand what you're saying. That is very selfish for men to do that. I think if a man tell a woman that, give her his word that this, I'm gonna be faithful to you, and then he don't.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one of the greatest selfish acts that you can do, you know. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same, not no but. I ain't gonna put the but in there. At the same time, men, um, they just need to learn how to be honest. Just if you are like some men are built like to be out here, to mingle around, to do what they do. Those
Mm-hmm.
type of men don't make no commitment. Don't tell a woman, I'm gonna be with you, and don't string her along 16 years. You know what I'm saying? Because women different like that. They don't. That's not. When a woman commit, they commit. Well, it's 2023. I don't know. When most women commit, they commit. So it's like men just have to. They just have to be honest, and like that's that. You know, basically like a self-love complex thing where they love themselves so much to where they will will actually trap many women. You know what I'm saying? They have many
Mm-hmm.
women just trapped for them. And these women can't leave because they are trapped by this
Oh,
man and what
can't.
he's
I
huh?
can't. I
What?
cannot. This is
What
the thing.
happened?
This is the thing. No, because you said the man got the woman trapped. No,
It
because
do seem like that.
because you dumb. Like, leave. Like, I when I was dating and I'm in the world or whatever, and I meet a man. First of all, I let a man know I'm seeing you and I'm dating you with a purpose, right? I'm not out here trying to sow no oats. I'm not trying to, no, that's not what I'm doing. I'm dating with a purpose. I'm dating because at the end of this, I want a ring. and I want a husband and I want a family, and that's what I want. So if I'm dating you for 5-6 years and you did not propose or want to marry me, or I'm not staying. I'm not giving you the best of my years, and then and now it's like, oh baby, I done found somebody else. No, I'm not doing that. Like, so women see, and
that's
here
how
go
it's supposed to go.
This how they get mad at me, because now I'm gonna put it back on women, right? Like, you can't allow somebody to treat you a certain kind of way and not give you what you want, and then be mad at them. Like, be mad at yourself for not getting up and saying, you know what, I'm out of here. I tell you this now, 3 years tops, you got to date me before we doing something.
Yeah.
We get married. I ain't shacking up. I'm not living with you. I don't see. It's like we go through all of the wife things and then get mad when he doesn't want to marry you. I'm not living with you. You ain't my husband. I'm not doing any of that. Now, if you want to live and wake up with me every day, then your ass better marry me. That's what it is. You got 3 good years to do it. And on that 3rd year, I'm out of there, because I'm going to find somebody that wants to do that. So that's why I just had to stop you when you said that these men be having these women trapped. No.
I mean, most of them do. Because, like, it be money. Like, if that money keep coming, they staying there. And that goes back to what we first was talking about. They thinking about self so much. And what they can get, what they want, the trips and all this stuff, they stay there. They do stay.
They stay, but now that changes the perspective. They're not trapped. They're making a conscious decision that this money or this benefit that I'm getting is worth me staying with this man for 15, 20 years and never becoming his wife.
That's the trap, though. That's like a man. If I got the money and I'm doing that, the woman can sit there and think that she's just, it's the money or whatever. But it's the trap. That's what it is. It's a trick. They being played.
Are they allowing themselves to be played, though? Like, you're allowing it.
I can see that. They allowing themselves to be played.
Trapped is every time I'm like, you know what? You won't marry me. I'm out of here. And then you grab me up and you like, if you leave, I'm gonna kill you. That's trapped.
And that's the story. That's the story of a lot of women too.
Now
it might not even go to the killing part. It could be like, if you leave me, you'll get cut off. You ain't gonna find nobody, this and that, and they stay. It happens a lot.
Yeah, but again, because I don't want to get off the topic, but again, you as any individual, you have to say, this ain't working. And for women, there are so many resources. There are so many resources that help women when they walk out that door. Right now, if it was the other way around and, the woman was the abuser or something, I don't know, and women were dominant and men weren't, there's no resources for men. But if you smack me, I can go get a place. They'll give me money. They will hide me. They will give me clothes. They will give me food stamps, help me get a job. They will help me do all. So I'm not trapped.
I see what you're saying.
I'm not trapped because I got other resources to them. They may not be as nice as yours, but I won't be living on the street either. And then I can build myself up. So they're not trapped. Women are not.
I see what you're saying. They have no business really even, staying in a situation like that.
Yeah, we're not these little damsels in distress. You see how
they don't act like it. Dang.
But man, we are these new women and these older women trying to compete with these new women. We are very vicious. we are very aggressive. Like all of these things, and but I don't want to get off topic, but I just when somebody says anything about a woman being trapped and stuff, I can't do it because it's not true. So I'm gonna swing it back to where we were. So What you say? Negro Raven said these women are not traps. He's smart because this is my guy, Negro. He is. I think that what it is that we all have different perspectives about things. And he's coming from more of a spiritual perspective than a worldly perspective. Um, Sometimes it's because a woman got pregnant and she isn't the one. Yeah, no. Sometimes women trap men, if anything. I think y'all get trapped more so than
well, that I mean, that could go the same way what you were saying though. Like, we don't have to be trapped.
You don't have to be trapped, but the way that you see this is now we're gonna just go. Well, I know what the title of this show.
Let's do that. Let's do it.
We about to go somewhere else. Okay. The way that you all have been reared and raised to believe that you are supposed to be when it comes to a woman is more submissive acting and accommodating than it is that we as women have been told that we needed to be with you all. We're told, like you'll see where it'll be like, oh, your mama run the house. Your mama's the boss. You're the this, you're the that's indoctrination to young boys. You know what I'm saying? So now subconsciously, happy wife, happy life. So it's all about the woman and her happiness. And we as women perpetuate that, right? So we have a baby. You don't really think that, you go to the court, the justice system is not even made or designed for y'all. At all, right? So you want to be around your kid. You don't want another man raising your child and all of this. So you stay just for the betterment of your kid because maybe you didn't have your dad there, whatever the reason is, but you want to be a father. You're trapped because if you walk out that door because you don't want to be with her, now she's creating a narrative. You abandoned your child. You don't want to be, you're trapped. I've known men whose dads, like who their parents broke up and the dad wanted to see them and the mom would call the police every time the father came around. Mm-hmm. You're trapped. Like you stuck between a rock and a hard place. You know what I'm saying? So I think that you guys are trapped more than we are because you can't go to a court and say, give me my rights. Who will help you? But I can go and they'll have a pro se lawyer and all these people there for me to help me do what I need to. Mm-hmm. Y'all are more the victims than we are, but you don't see that.
Oh, I agree.
Y'all are way more of the victims.
I mean, we are. I just I have a personal situation like that. Like I'm not. It's like I wasn't trapped. I chose to like you said, stay and deal with a lot of stuff that I was dealing with because I knew the importance of me being there. But just like a female, once they really get to that point, like, man, you bounce and you don't, I guess you be trapped for however long you be trapped. But again, with men after that, it's a lot different.
It is.
Depending on the situation with the female, I don't have that testimony. Like
if you get a bitter woman, you can be trapped. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Just like I said, like if it was with a woman with an abusive man, that's like if you walk out this door, you can feel trapped because you're not trapped because you can always go to a shelter for abused women. So it's a difference. I believe you're trapped by women because when they have your kid, that's it. Because now you're connected to this woman for as long as you on this earth, as long as you and that child is on this earth, you are trapped and connected to this woman. You cannot leave her. That's being trapped. Not us sharing a dwelling and you paying all of the bills for me. And I'm like, oh, well, he does do this and he run. No, that ain't trap. No.
You don't think it could be depending on if the lady ain't, really there?
What, as far as?
Like, as in, a man paying the bills, just doing all the stuff he's doing. And she really don't like this man like that. And he's just doing that. She's not trapping herself. She's not.
She's
I mean,
not.
that don't
She's doing what you said, being selfish, right?
the selfish
Because
part.
she's doing what you said. She's using him. That fair
Mm-hmm.
exchange is no robbery, no romance without finance. So he paying the bills and she's doing something, so that's an agreement that she
Mm-hmm.
went in knowing that I'm gonna go here, he's gonna take care of me. I'm not contributing to anything. The only thing that I'm gonna probably give him is what's between my legs. That's what I bring to the table because I don't work. Maybe she cooks, maybe she cleans, but she has to earn her keep in that way. That's not trap. That's
I
not
tell
trap at all.
tell you what, you didn't like right now. I'm like I'm single. Like I can mingle around
Hmm.
and listening to what you saying. Why should I go deal with any female then?
That's the part. And this is why I get on women because we have been indoctrinated. That's what I said, what I was saying earlier is when we're being raised as boys and girls, we're both being indoctrinated with two totally different, it's like reversed what we're being taught. Where girls are taught to be strong, independent, this and that. You're taught, man, just shut up so you ain't got to hear her mouth, man. If that's what she want to do, man, just let her do that so you can be at peace. You're taught to be so complacent. You know what I'm saying? That
Mm-hmm.
when y'all go out there and y'all get with us, you think it's normal for us to behave the way that we act, and we think it's normal to act, and that's not normal. Like the roles have been switched. So when a woman meets a man that's an alpha male that has been taught the way a man should be and how to run his home, and that's when you're a toxic man. That's when you hate women, you hate your
Yep.
mama, you hate everybody,
Yep.
you know. Um, so yeah, so you just have to be very careful when you out here dating these women because it's been a while since you've been in the scene, right? This whole
Mm-hmm.
it's different. It's
Oh, I
different women
see. I
out
see.
here.
It's real different. That's real different. That's the man.
Yes,
I can't. I don't know. I
no,
don't
it
know.
is. And I would just suggest, like it's just really vetting these women out because they can't wear these masks for long periods of time. You know what I mean? So it's just really vetting them out in with the qualities that you're looking for. Because I feel sorry for I told my son, but my son found a really good girl that I really love. But before he found her, he's 27. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I feel sorry for your generation. I feel sorry because my generation has failed you all. And now you got these young girls thinking that if they just lay on their back and spread it wide, that's all they need to do.
Yep.
And being a single man out here in this world right now, I don't envy that. Like, I don't, man.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
It's some slim picking, but you got good women out there. It's just, where are they? It's where
Um,
are they?
most of them
Be-
seem like they just gone, man. They like I said, it's about whatever. It's about them. Everything about
yeah,
them. They look for men as I mean, I guess from what I hear, it's just normal as a source. You're not a man anymore. You're a source. You
that's
know,
it.
that's
What
all it
can you
is.
do? What can you? I think Chris Rock said it best when he was like, what did he say? What did he say?
Women and
That the
dogs get
That's it.
women, kids, and dogs get treated
That's it.
something
Once a
like that.
man is I can't find a use for you anymore
Hmm.
as a man, then I don't want you as a woman. Whereas back in the days, like you were talking about, we fought for that. Like it because we go through different phases as we hit different ages in life, and people tend to think that the way I felt about you at 20 and the way that you felt about me at 20 and the way that I looked and you looked, that all of that is supposed to be the same by the time we 35.
Yeah.
No, our mindsets are different. We at a different place, so we're different people because we grew. So now I got to love the 35-year-old you, and that might be a little bit harder than loving that 21,
Yeah.
yeah, you. And people don't want to put that work in. It's like, oh, you changed. You wasn't like this when I met you. Nah, because I was a goddamn child, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm an adult. And you gotta love the adult me. And nobody wanna put in that work. And I just feel sorry for men because y'all just got to deal with whatever we are. I don't
Whatever
care.
y'all are. What are y'all?
I don't.
Man.
Whatever we are, you got to just deal with it. It's like, well, that's just me because it's my hormones. I'm going through the change. I'm this. Like we always got reasons for being bitches, right? And you just gotta just deal with that.
Deal with it. Yep.
And that's the part that makes me feel sad for y'all. But
I ain't dealing with it though.
So how are you gonna approach this whole new you and whole new world of dating? Like, how are you gonna approach that? Like, where you gonna go find good women? Like at the church? Like, where you gonna go?
No, I'm not going to the church. I don't know.
To find a woman.
Huh?
Why won't you go to the church to find a woman?
No, because I'm not gonna say they not there, but the majority of them not there. Because the majority of them just left the club Saturday, so they good. So I mean I don't know with that, and from what I have found out right now, it looks like I'll probably be single for a long time because women don't, well, not women, most of the women, they don't have that thing that they use to hold themselves accountable. I have never met and I know in where I'm at, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, I know they have married men and women that's just out here doing everything. They the ones keeping all the cheating going on. And then once they break up or whatever, you can find any woman and ask her about her past. You don't supposed to ask about the past. The past, why you want to know about that? That's back there. No woman would ever say, I cheated on this dude. I just almost destroyed this man. I never heard a woman say, every single woman have just did perfect in their relationship. But they'll say, I ain't perfect, but I didn't do this, I didn't do that. No woman have cheated, no woman have did nothing, but they got all these broken families, all these destroyed men out here, but not now woman did nothing. No, it's like with just that part right there, I can't deal with women that's dishonest like that, and it's the majority. And I feel like more men are way more honest than women in that aspect. Like,
I do.
We'll tell you what's happening. We'll tell you what it is, and it's on you. But
no, I agree. I have known men in my life that have like just been straight up like, look, I'm with you and I'm with her, right? I got other women. I'm seeing other people. When we're together, we're together. When we not, we not. And that is for the woman to say either she can deal with it or not.
Yep.
But let me ask you this. Body count. Does that matter? Since this is the week, because you knew at it, right? You back into the swing of things. Do you care about this body count thing? Because we dealing with the woman, a whole new woman that feels that she can just bust it open and bust it wide, and you shouldn't even care. And if you care that she has sex with 300 dudes, it's only because you're insecure about your man. But what do you think about body count?
I done came across that too. Body count to me is real important, and to me is more spiritual than anything, because man, you got too many spirits off up inside you, done ran up in you. You dealing with too much. Every time a man coming in and out of you, he leaving something with you. You know what I'm saying? It's like this how I see it. Like we carry men carry the spirits. Like y'all carry the eggs, we activate the eggs, those spirits. And we bring in spirits here. And when you leave the residue of yourself in these women be screwed up in their mind. They don't even know why. So the more body count you have, man, the more really toxic you are. In my opinion. Like, yeah, that matter. Like, I mean, so don't no man wanna hold this woman up in the air that didn't have 300, 400 body counts in a year. Who wants that? You know what I'm saying? To me, it matters.
It does. It
I mean,
does.
but I tell you this, a woman that can be honest about who she is and what she have done have a
Mm-hmm.
way better chance at
Yeah.
dealing with a man. It don't matter about your body count. It's like if you can be honest and say
Mm-hmm.
what it is, a man could deal with an honest woman for real.
Yes.
But it ain't. You know what it
Because
is.
we're taught that you guys can't. That, like, I don't know, it's not a class that they give us in school, but it's a class that we all have as women, that as young girls, that you guys can't handle the truth. We handle truths better than you. So we're taught by our moms and our aunties and our grandmothers, you take it to the grave. You don't tell that
Yeah.
man nothing. If he asks you how many men you've been with, the favorite number is 7. I think every woman, you can line up 100 women, and any of them is gonna be like 7. That's the
Wow.
universal number. That
All right.
is because they taught us that we shouldn't be honest with you, because then you're gonna look at us funny. You know,
That's
it, but the way that I explained it to my daughter, I was like, because I have a daughter, she's 21, beautiful, in school. So she's on her own now. Guys are going to be there and try to get with her and all of this stuff. And I had to explain to her how precious her virtue was. And I used it as a box of chocolates. I said, your boyfriend gives you a box of chocolates for Valentine's Day, and then you open it, it's a big, beautiful box, and you open it, and half the chocolate's been bit and put back or chewed up and spit back in there. Do you want that box of chocolates? She's like, no. I said, so that's how you view that thing. Don't be
Yeah.
just giving it up to nobody. View it as a box of chocolates.
Yeah.
Where you don't want nobody, just biting on it and spitting and putting it back. It's no longer worth anything. And that's what women fail to realize, that your body holds value. And when you are just giving it, it's like anything. Just look at the American dollar. It used to be held in high standard, and now that value is done because it's just been
Everybody
like,
have it. Everybody
exactly. Let's don't be the American dollar. Right?
That's funny.
Yeah, man. That's it. So now let me ask you this though. So a lot of women are saying, single women are saying, that when they go on these dates with black men, it's only y'all that make them pay 50-50. Now, I've never been on a date ever, from when I was a teenager to whenever, that a man ever made me go half. Or like, I don't know who these dudes are, but what is your take on that? So you meet a woman, you take her out. Are you paying for dinner? Are you requiring that she has sex with you based off of the dinner that you take her to? Because this seems to be the narrative, that if a man takes you to a nice restaurant, he expects you to have sex with him. If I don't have sex with you, then you make me pay half for my meal.
It all depends on the female. If she one of them ones that's been ran through this and that, don't expect me to be that man for you, because I'm not finna be that man for you. But if a woman present herself respectful, or how she's supposed to present herself, like a man gonna naturally, like, he ain't gonna want her to pay no half or nothing. It's just something in him. Just, I got you, I got it. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't believe that they got men out here that's actually telling women that. I think that's a mindset they trying to put out there. I haven't met, I don't hang with dudes like that. That's weird to me. If I don't know, if I come across one of them, that, I don't know, that'll trip me out. But nah, man, we just, if we invite you out, I don't know. We not finna go half. I got it. You know what I'm saying?
I've never seen that. Now, this is back on in line with what you were talking about with the selfish thing. I watch a lot of videos of these women saying that their men asking them to pay 50-50 means you're not a real man. Like, if you have to kick in anything, whether it's like you have to pay the light, he has you pay the light bill and he pays everything else, that as a woman, you, even though you go to work, you should not be required to contribute to that house. Your money should be your money. What do you feel about that? Like you work, your wife works. How is the bills being divvied up? Like, how are we doing that? Or do you
I
have a
mean,
preference, or is it just like if we both need to kick in, we both kick in? Like, how do you feel about that?
if I'm in a position where I got everything, I can do that. There's other stuff we can do with the other part of the money, investing and buying property, doing stuff like that. But if I'm in a position where I don't like mine just barely getting it and yours can help, I got the most part of it. I can contribute with everything I can. But can you catch this little maybe this little cable bill or whatever we got? You know, I don't see nothing wrong with a female helping, because you are creating this stuff too. I'm not the only one in the house creating bills. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
right.
I don't think it's fair for a woman to want a man just to treat her like her daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Mhm.
have a daughter. My daughter don't have to ask, she don't have to give me nothing. She don't
Mhm.
have to hug me. She don't have to do nothing for me to take care of her. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
All she had to do is just be my daughter. And I'm taking care of her because I'm her daddy. I do
Mhm.
whatever it is she need me to do. Women seem like they, well, not seem, that's what it is. They want their daddy,
Mhm.
and no, that's not, it's not for a family, in my opinion, for a family trying to accomplish something in this world. It's off balance. You can't do that. It takes us, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, to do something to make it. That's just my opinion. Every family is different, but
Mhm.
it seemed like for the most part, women have been taught to be really, really, really selfish in that area. Just,
And I don't understand how they've been taught that, because a lot of us that are taught that come from single parent households, so it couldn't even be that. So how, you know what I mean? So
yeah, you
that's just
right too.
weird to me. Is that I grew up with one parent in the house, but yet and still I'm requiring somebody to do everything for me. Like, I'm gonna be in a unit now, have a full family structure, but I require this man to do everything. Now, if I'm married to a very successful wealthy man, of course I probably won't work, right? And he would do
Right.
everything. But then I would do other things in the house that bring him comfort and bring him peace. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And whatever those things are, he would let me know outside of basic cleaning, cooking, whatever. He would let me know, and I would do that. But the narrative is that black men, I don't know why y'all the only ones that require their wives and women to help with bills. I'm like, are you?
Required.
Let me tell you something. It's been times that, I might not have worked for a couple of years or whatever, but then when I knew that it was getting down to the wire and it's like, okay, look, I can't do this. Are you good now? You done had your 2 years off. And he don't even have to tell me. I get up, I go get that money, I get a job, I do whatever to make sure that my family is good. It doesn't make that man less of a man that I need to contribute in any fashion or form. And I don't understand why us women are presenting that to the world, that makes you less than a man for us, because we have to contribute to the house. Didn't the Most High said we were helpmeets, right? So that means we need to be helpers, right? So I just don't know where we're getting that from. Like, why are our parents telling us that? Why are our moms telling us that? Are they getting it from white women who could be housewives? Like, where are they getting that from, that this is now a requirement for us if we want to be in a relationship with you? I don't understand that.
That's weird. I don't know. I don't know where they actually get it from, but it's really, it's destructive. Really. That's why I'm saying. That's why I feel like a lot of our families ain't together. All that stuff just because of these mindsets, and it
Mhm.
goes back to the just you thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about nothing else.
I
My
saw this
that stuff
video.
crazy, man.
This girl, she was sitting on the bed. The guy was, I should have put it up. Well, I didn't think we was
I think
going
I
to
know
talk
what you're
about
talking
it.
about.
And he asked her, like, I think he lost some hours at work or something. And he was like, hey, can you help? And she's like, I know she looked like a deer in headlights. Like she dead ass is just like, no. So, but she wouldn't help him, but she would rather pay every bill, making him leave the house, pay every bill, than to just help him with half. Like you can still have half of your money, little girl, right? Because now you got to pay all of your bills, and he's asking you to do this just for a little while because he's been doing it for 2 years, and she dead ass is like, no, you gotta go. Like, are you serious?
That lady, she was a destroyer, not a builder. They got some women that are builders, some women that are destroyers. Any woman that, in my opinion, again, any woman that just take from a man, just take, she's a destroyer, because you got to give back to that dude some kind of way. You got to build him up some kind of way. If he come to you and asks you, like, tell you what he needs you to do just so he can get in a better position, and you can't do that, I mean, come on, you're a destroyer. You know, you're not here to build. And it seems like the majority, a lot of our women that have grandkids, you know, they are not here to build. They're here to destroy. All they, you know, just clubs, partying, drinking, music. That's it. Sex. You have to put that in there. That's it. And they not here to build nothing, you know. And but before we go on, that clip you said, that's how mindsets get programmed into people's mind, because that one clip, a female would look at that clip and they would listen to what that lady's saying and how she's saying it. They'll get that thought in their mind. And if they mothers have been already putting stuff in their head like that, once they see her and see how she's acting and see how adamant she is, like, you can go and like it's no consequences. They show no consequences from that, you know. And she does, you just go. The women lay around there, and you know, them seeds will start going in their mind, and they would accept that thought, and then it start happening out here, you know. So that's, I think those clips like that, especially on TikTok, a lot of them, it be propaganda, it be programs, it be thoughts and phrases they throwing out there, you know, to shape our mind. That's what it looked like to me. I'm sorry.
It does, because it's ironic that the country that makes it, China, the parent company, they don't even allow it in their country, you know, but yet and still we got all of this bull crap here. And I think that on top of the pandemic, all of that played a part into everything that we're seeing now, because I don't remember pre-pandemic all of this madness that we have right now. I think the confinement, you know, us not being able to interact with each other, and them taking away personal contact from us, being stuck in a house, and TikTok all played into what we see right now. I really do. I think that was part of the big agenda, was to desensitize us, make us afraid of each other, make us start looking at each other weird because we can no longer interact personally. And this is what we have now, you know. Whereas I saw my daughter one time. I'm gonna use her because she's the only young kid that I really know, right? So she gave a guy, she was like, oh, I gave him my Instagram, and said it as if she was like, I gave him my Instagram. And I'm like, so like, how do y'all talk? Like, is he like, you give him your number? She's like, oh, you don't give nobody your number. You give them like your handle, and that's it. But I'm like, so would y'all just like text? Like, and she was like, she's like, that's weird to give somebody your number. It's conditioning. That they don't even know how to interact with each other outside of, you know, texting. They can't talk on the phone because it's weird. I watch them at a little barbecue. Everybody on their phones like this. Nobody talking, nobody dancing. I'm like, this pandemic did a number on our children, you know, and then we fell into the whole thing. Instead of grabbing them up by their shirts, like, we're not about to do this. Let's go outside. Put that phone down. We on there too, trying to go viral.
Yep.
I mean, no, because I told my kids, I said, yeah, I seen a lot of people my age and older with hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers. I said, but I told my kids, I said, I only have 15,000, but I'm not shaking my ass. I'm not talking nothing crazy. It's based off of the words that are coming out my mouth and me connecting with people. That speaks volumes. That's what's important. You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in this whole ass shaking, going viral crap.
Yep.
You know, that's another thing that goes with your self-esteem.
Yep.
How many likes, shares, and subscribers can I get? That makes me feel important. It's a rush.
Oh man, I don't know, man. We messed up on the slick. I learned a lot of stuff. I learned a lot though today talking to you.
No, see what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to have like a real heart to heart on here. We're gonna break down. I live to break down the things about women that so for the men in my life to be aware of, to watch out for, and how to handle when these things happen to you. I live for doing that.
I'm with that too.
Absolutely, because it's like going into a circus. Is what you got, and in the summer, oh, it's gonna be crazy because this is gonna be like the first real summer.
Yeah, I believe that. I'm gonna stay in the house. I ain't gonna even deal with these women, man.
It's gonna be nuts out there, you know, and that's why I'm gonna be right behind this camera doing what I'm doing. I'm not gonna be in them streets, but I want to thank you. I've enjoyed this. Now I gotta figure out how to make it stop freezing and all of this stuff, but it wasn't that bad. I'm glad that I did my first one with you because I love you. I love everything about you. So I'm glad that you was willing to do this with me. I really, really appreciate you, and we definitely gonna do it again. So make sure that you all like, subscribe, and share this video. Go to Curtis's page. Make sure that you subscribe to his YouTube channel, and also you can find him on TikTok at what's your TikTok?
Too Real for the World.
Too Real for the World. Make sure you go there, follow him. Anything else you want to say?
Nah. I appreciate you having me on.
All right.
Talk a little bit.
That's right. Well, until we meet again, my friends.
Yep.